Okay, hey guys, so thank you so much for checking back on Grozy Arts. Now, yesterday was October 7th, and what we did yesterday was we got started on the Ghostbuster onesie that we have over here. Now, if you're a little bit heavier like me and you can't find that pilot jumpsuit that the Ghostbusters actually wear, you can always go with a two piece. You just get some khaki pants and a shirt and get some patches, iron on patches, and you can just go ahead and iron on the patches to the khaki shirt. And as you can see, it looks pretty legit. This was a worker shirt that I got from Walmart, and it looks pretty good. Well, I think it looks pretty good. Now, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and get started on the Ghostbuster Proton Pack. Now, the Ghostbuster Proton Pack, there's a lot of people who try really, really hard to go ahead and get the authentic pieces that were used in the movie, and that's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take some money, and the other thing, it's going to be kind of heavy to go ahead and do that. So if you actually put it on, you're going to have a lot of weight. You're going to get tired, and you're not going to be able to do much if you go ahead and do that. Now, if you're into accuracy and you want to go ahead and spend the time in doing that, go for it. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our own proton pack. Now, there are proton packs that are for sale that are super cheap at the Spirit Halloween store, but they're not to scale and they're not really authentic. I mean, they look nice, but they're like a little bit smaller than what the actual proportions are. If you don't really care about that, if you're not a super Ghostbuster fan and anything is going to suit you, well, you can just go ahead and do that. If you want your own Ghostbuster Proton pack, you want it inexpensive, but you want it to be accurate to what you see in the movie, or if you want to go ahead and make your own spin on it, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that, and it's going to look awesome, I promise you. Just follow my tutorial, and we're going to go ahead and get there. What we're going to do is we're going to use a technique that I used, or that I learned in high school. In high school, I was studying aviation mechanics. So with aviation mechanics, there was a specific course where we used synthetic materials. And basically what we did was we got high density impact foam, and we would make different shapes for aircraft parts, and we would cover those foam parts with carbon fiber. Now, what we learned in that thing is that basically you can get an inexpensive material like foam, cover it with carbon fiber, and that carbon fiber would make that a simple foam piece very strong, impact resistant, and very lightweight. What we're going to do is we're going to take that concept that they use in the aircraft industry and we're going to apply it to our proton pack. But instead of using carbon fiber, we're going to we're going to cover our proton pack with fiberglass. And as a base, we're going to make the basic shape of the proton pack out of cardboard, and we're going to layer it with fiberglass. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's going to be very inexpensive. It does require some time, but we do have some time before Halloween. It's going to be very inexpensive, so it's going to be cheap. You're going to be able to find these parts in a store. And the benefit is it's going to be super lightweight. Now remember, just because it's super lightweight doesn't mean it's cheap quality or poor quality. The quality is going to depend on you and how much work you put into it. Like I said, it's going to be covered with fiberglass, it's going to be painted, and it's going to look super authentic. And the benefit is, like I said, it's going to be lightweight. You're going to be able to wear it all night. You're going to be able to go to conventions, parties, whatever you want to do. You're not going to get tired because it's not going to weigh anything. And it's going to look exactly like the one in the movie or better. You could always make adjustments. You could customize it to any way you want, but I'm just going to show you the general thing. So, what are we going to need? We're going to need cardboard, and I'm going to show you the materials such as the fiberglass and the resin that we're going to use to harden that fiberglass. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and use measurements that I got from the internet. So if you want to be true to the original Proton pack, go online, look up a measurement of the Proton pack, just do a general search like I did, and you will be able to pull up a general measurements. And like the way I did, you download the photos and just go off of those measurements, and we'll be able to do that. And let's get started. Okay guys, so I have my materials here. I just have cardboard. I couldn't find a piece that was long enough, but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and tape it, and we're going to make one big piece. Now this doesn't really matter because we're going to cover it with fiberglass, so it's going to get really hard and tough, and it's going to become one solid piece later, so that doesn't matter. So if you've seen my other video, I had already begun to start a Ghostbuster Proton pack, but I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm going to start all over again from scratch. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the first Proton pack as a template to go ahead and just get the basic shape out. So this was the original Proton pack, and as you can tell, I didn't really like where it was going, but you can kind of see what I was trying to do. And basically all I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and get the outline on it. So just try to get as much of the cardboard as you can, that way we don't have too much of too big floppy pieces. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the first template, and as you can see, I have a basic shape of the Proton pack. This is going to be the outline. So Oye, voy a cocinar. Okay, so now that you have your basic outline, I'm going to go ahead and do the time lapse, and I'm going to go ahead and just start making the proton pack. Okay, guys, and there you have it. We have our rough outline of the proton pack. So this is what the shape looks like. So this is the top of the proton pack, and this is going to be the bottom cut out. And we're just going to fine tune some of the edges here, and then we're going to start working our way up and start making little blocks that go over here, and we will get started on that, and I'll do the time lapse on that as well. Okay, guys, so I went ahead and I finished this part right here. This is going to be the lower part of the proton pack. It goes right there. This is actually the biggest piece, which is why I started on it first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get what was left of this one that we cut out of this out, and I'm going to go ahead and cut another one of these. I'm going to go ahead and make two of them, because two is going to help us make the thickness that we're going to need as we build up. And I'm going to go ahead and use this is just regular what do you call it, cardboard or white poster board. Yeah, white poster board that you use in school. You can get them like, I don't know, 25 cents, 50 cents at the dollar store. And that's what I'm going to use to make the wall out of that. So I'll go ahead and make a time lapse of that real quick. Okay, so I have the other piece cut, and I'm looking at the measurements here on my iPad, and it says that the thickness of the of this part here is gonna have to be 2 4/16 inches. So I'm just gonna measure with these two measure together. That's about 1/4 of an inch, and now I'm gonna add the remaining, maybe 2 1/4 out of the poster board here. And then once I have this strip, it's just gonna be a strip, I'm gonna start gluing it so I can start forming the thickness of the proton pack spacer. I think this is what it's called, proton pack spacer. So let's go ahead and see a time lapse of that.